Hey guys, Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, it literally does not work. It's just finished doing my fireside chat, and the day is over, and I'm getting ready to go to bed. But I want to introduce you to my set. It's quiet right now, but I'm very, very proud of what I've been able to build. When I started doing this, really about 4 years ago, and building the first locker, which used to be over there, um, and having just a laptop computer and a cheap microphone and starting to try and do this, it's really grown and evolved, and it's really been kind of fun on the journey. I had no idea anything about audio, video, visual, microphones, screens, streaming deck, none of it. But through the course of time, I've gotten pretty good with it. And I want to show you exactly what goes into my studio and the equipment that I have in here. And it's been constantly evolving and getting better and better, but I'm very proud of what we've done. So I've actually got basically three sets in here, and this is a look at them. Hope you enjoy this video, and if you have some questions and you're working on doing YouTube or podcasts or things like that, and you might want some advice, leave a comment below, and I'll be more than happy to try and help you along, because that's what we're all here to help each other out. So take a look at my stuff. All right, so it's game day morning, and this is where I got to put everything to work, and this is, for me, it's a labor of love. But what I want to show you is everything that actually goes into doing my set. So because we're in a shaded, having this over here, and you have the light in the background, then what happens is you are dark. You get in the dark. So we actually have some lights in here, LEDs, that will help illuminate it and balance it. I also use the lights from the ceiling fan as well. What's nice is this is actually one of the Wi-Fi light bulbs, so I can make it, sunlight or daylight or different effects and stuff with the light, which I can use actually with my cell phone. So then we have a Mevo camera. The great thing about a Mevo camera is I actually use my cell phone, and I can zoom in, pan out, and pick out different locations. Now, of course, we end up having, we're streaming, of course, content, so we can use the Red Zone on one channel or a different game and stuff. We've got our main TV here, which is right in front of us, which is great, and of course another TV, so we can actually watch 3 games at the same time. So I use this laptop over here. That way you two can see the comments and everything that's going on, or whoever's sitting there. And this is a secondary screen for that computer. So I will run that so that way I can see the comments and what's going on. If during the game, like let's say we end up doing the E2 cam, this screen right here ends up being the screen that I can input into the system. So from there, of course, we have this computer, which is the one that I'll actually turn on the software for the system. So all this stuff goes together, and it all carries on over across. It all carries over and across, and basically repeats in here. So this screen right here, of course, is one of the screens, and this is the screen that I input. Now, the great thing is I can run everything from out there, or I can run it right here, or I can even run it over here. Because again, that screen that I'll control the television with, the software with, is the same one here. So that television screen is actually in 3 locations. This one's only in 1, this one's only in 1, and this one's in 2. So if I'm sitting behind my desk here, which it's actually a little bit easier to control from here because I do have the streaming deck right here, which will actually switch from camera to camera to camera with just a push of a button. Otherwise, I actually have to use the mouse to change the camera, but it's not a big deal. I do have a third computer that's hooked up here that actually has the streaming deck in there, and also to when I'm sitting at my desk, if I do a Zoom call or whatever, it's separate from everything else. Don't have to do that anymore now that I have my alien, and you can see the aliens here that are checking me out. This right here is the brains of the system. It is an Alienware R11. I think it is R11. I think it's the R11. The cool thing is again, my wires carry underneath the carpet here over to that system. They also carry over here for that. And everything, it looks kind of like the Matrix. is plugged into this system, and it runs it seamlessly. The other thing too that still freaking amazes me, because I have a keyboard right here that's wireless. I have a keyboard here that's wireless, and then outside, let me go back outside here. Outside here, this is a C hub that's carried in there, so that way I can hook up everything that I need to here directly. So the mouse is hooked up here directly, the keyboard is hooked up here directly, so all that is hooked up to that one computer. Now here's the thing that blows me away, because I'll be using that whole system right there, right? The whole thing, and of course I have another camera right here, which is another Mevo camera. That's the second generation, that's the third generation. I have a webcam here, and I'll have one more webcam, so that way I can switch from camera to camera to camera, and I even have two more on the inside. All of that stuff is hooked up to that one computer, and even when I'm streaming everything, I still don't use 20% of the CPU. It's just freaking incredible. So I'm gonna go through and finish getting set up, and we've got 3 hours and 15 minutes until kickoff. So we'll be live streaming for 7+ hours straight through. I'm really excited about this. But if you are thinking about doing live streaming and things like that, always overbuy as far as equipment is. You know, I've waited a long time to get that computer, and I'm glad that I got that Alienware, because it has so much CPU, the hard drive and everything else. It'll be good for me for probably the next 2-3 years easily. If you get something that's on a borderline and then you start adding more and more things to it, you'll find out it'll limit you. Right now, I'm almost limitless with what I have with that system. So we'll see how it works today. All right, it's almost kickoff time, and you can see I've got everything set up here. Let's take a closer look. So we've got our TVs and stuff set up in here, so that way we've got control over watching all of that. And then down here, you can see how I've got my camera set up here. This is that camera over here, and this is that camera over here. And then also I have this web camera, which is right here. So I have all that at my controls. I have another mic mixer over here, so that way I can balance the 3 microphones that we have. And I could probably turn that sound down, but I think the remote's over there. So everything is literally right here at my fingertips, ready to go. And I just can't wait to get this thing started. So it's almost time to get rolling. And now even, okay, we have surround sound. So we've got the full sound effects and stuff in here. This is pretty cool. Yeah, this is pretty cool. I love game day. I'll see you live in a few moments. Well, yesterday's game didn't go quite the way we wanted. We got the victory over the Giants. We're in first place, but we lost our quarterback. And so now it's Monday night, and we're getting ready for our live stream. And I'm pretty much all set up, just waiting for my man E2 Blue to get here. But I wanted to show you exactly how this all works when I have all the screens and stuff together. So here's what I have. This is actually the controls for the streaming set. You can see I've got the V for Vimeo, the F for Facebook, and this literally would go to all Facebook pages that I am an administrator on, as well as the YouTube symbol, which means it's going to be broadcasting to all those places. It'll be recorded on Vimeo, as well as it'll also be on YouTube and Facebook. So I will have a hard copy of it in Vimeo, which is great actually having these Mevo cameras. Now what you'll see is, you see right here, that is us behind us. Boom. That's the set, and that's from this Mevo camera. Then I have another Mevo camera over here, as well as another Mevo camera here, and a webcam that's also set up because my man E2 Blue will sit over here. He's got his own microphone. He's got his own headset so we can hear what's going on. And all of that's controlled by this master mixer right here. This mixer actually controls everything, including the mixer that's outside. This camera, this streaming deck right here, is actually really cool because I can change a camera literally by previewing and pushing auto. And what that'll do is it will literally just change it. So I have 1 camera, 2 camera, 3 camera, 4 cameras, and this is actually media. I can do it by hand, the speed of it, or I can hit auto. Also, too, each one of these are different things that I can put up on the screen. If I want to do picture in picture, if I want to scroll information and stuff across the screen, I can do that. It's literally limited, or even scores. It's literally limited by your imagination. I can put logos on the screen if I want to. I can put the Joe Boo Sports Report. So all of this is actually set up so it's all at my fingertips. I have this keyboard, and you can see over here, this is the stream that I'll actually watch for YouTube. So we actually have some people already in here waiting. So all of this is what goes in together. Oh, and there's one more screen. This screen down here that has got the alien on it, that screen I can input into the stream. So if I want to say, have somebody call in on Zoom, I can have that switch over to that just like it's a camera. Or if I want to pull up like a website or statistics or graphics and things and switch over, I can do that. This thing literally is like a true production. And I remember one time I was backstage. Oh no, I was actually at Pardon the Interruption. It was amazing because the studio, it was actually for Pardon the Interruption was on one side of the room, and around the horn was a set for the other one. And it really wasn't much bigger than this. What was bigger was the control room, where all the guys sat there with all the controls for the soundboard, the mirror, the screens and the recorders and all that. And this is kind of like a mini version of it. So it's kind of cool to have all this stuff together and to continue to keep building this and kind of put together my own studio. And of course, up there, you can see some of the lights, and then I also have other lights that go around here. Lighting is key, although when you have somebody that looks as old as I do, high def is not everybody's friend. So that's a look at what it's taking to do the broadcasting that I'm doing. We broadcasted for almost 8 hours straight yesterday without a hiccup out in the outdoor studio. And of course, it's our brainchild over there, the alien, does all the work. I just ride its coattails. So you don't necessarily have to spend $10,000 on a computer system and things like that. That Alienware cost me, with the 3-year warranty, because it was on sale, about $2,500. And that's not bad for what I'm able to do with it. I actually looked at getting a live stream studio streaming set, which is a portable, basically what that is. It's a portable one that you plug into the Ethernet, and you can basically do all the stuff, but it's about $10,000 to do everything that I'm doing here. This is one way around it that works just as good. The game down, and hopefully Zeke is holding on to the football, so we're not getting those turnovers, will give the defense a better chance.
Yeah, I don't know that we're going to ever be able to come back down 20-0, down 17 points, down 41-14. Like under Andy Dalton, I just can't see that happening, because he's a really good passer when he's not pressured. He's a terrible quarterback when he's pressured.
Yeah.
Right. And see, that's one of the things